Okay, class, I want to add some supplemental material to our week one class. I have other audios here and other videos, but this specifically is from Wiley CPA, and I think it's pretty important. It's just a snippet of one of their videos that they give to their customers. So what we're going to talk about here is the conceptual framework. This instructor is going to go over in detail. Your textbook is going to have basically the same representation of the objectives of financial reporting and why we use that. So take a look at this and let me know your thoughts.
So here on the screen is a diagram that might look familiar to you. It's one that you probably saw in your intermediate accounting textbook from Kiso, Wygant, and Warfield. I'm going to tell you what, you guys, print this slide. That way you have a diagram of the framework to refer to at all times. Tape it on the wall at the desk where you're studying. Put it on your refrigerator so that when you're just resting, your eyes land on it. Practice explaining the terms and the qualities in your own words. Understand why this framework is structured the way that it is. You might start out memorizing, but I want you to actively think about what these terms mean to deepen your understanding of the diagram. Print it out, tape it somewhere where you can look at it. I'm going to tell you something. You know when you're in a kindergarten room and they have the alphabet all the way around the room? They do that for a purpose because even if the kids are sitting there, they're looking up, they're seeing the alphabet in capital and small case letters. You want to do this with the conceptual framework diagram. So what I want to point out with this conceptual framework is how it is describing information that is decision useful. So let's just look at the decision usefulness of information. Let's say you're going to buy a car. And you want information to help you make a decision. You want information that relates to that decision and information that you can depend on. Relevant information relates to the purchase of the car, and information that you can depend on is faithfully represented information. Relevant information means that I can take past performance of those automobiles and predict future performance. Do they usually have breakdowns? Do they have engine trouble? Do they have airbag trouble? Whatever it is. Confirmatory value means that I can talk with my neighbor, my brother, and they're going to say, yeah, Pam, all that past data you have on this car, I can confirm that's what my experience has been. Material information means that it's going to influence my decision. Now, material information to me may not be material to you in that it may not influence your decision, whether it has leather seats or not, where it might impact somebody else's decision, or whether it has cruise control or not, may or may not impact your decision versus mine. So relevant information relates to my decision. Faithful representation means that the information that I'm getting, I can depend on it. I'm getting complete information about all the automobiles that I'm trying to select. Complete information on Fords and Buicks and GMCs and Hondas. And it's neutral. The information is not slighted or biased in one direction, and it's free from error. So the fundamental qualities in buying a car of faithful representation and relevance is the same as when we are looking at financial accounting and reporting information. Enhancing qualities is the same with buying an automobile as it is with financial reporting information in that the information is comparable. I can compare the Honda to the GMC to the Ford. It's verifiable. I can go out and get data and actually replicate what those findings are. It's timely. I'm getting information that is from today, not from 10 years ago. It is understandable. They're not giving it to me in jargon that I can't understand. So my point is as we go through the conceptual framework, think about how decision useful information applies to things that you do on a daily basis. We want information we can depend on and information that relates to our decision. Now, those fundamental qualities, if we flip the order, faithful representation and relevance, and we look at an acronym, FARR, it's FAR. That's a good way to remember those fundamental qualities because faithful representation and relevance means FAR, which means those are the fundamental qualities of accounting information.